Hello, 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 beautiful unicorns. Yana Kasperczak coming to you live from Ontario of Canada as your certified professional transformation, performance, and spiritual awakening core energy coach. It has been my soul's purpose to help women, to help you get your shit together so you can break free from the mental prison that you find yourself in and build a life and a business that you're not only proud of, but excited to wake up to every single day, no matter what the day seems to be bringing you. And you're able to deal with everything and anything, and especially the topic that we have for today, which is lessons from road rage, transforming anger into positive action. Anger is a very powerful emotion, and you can either use it or you can be used by it. Now, many of you are familiar, energetically speaking, of what it's like to be used by anger. You do not feel like you are in control. And after the episode passes, you feel tired, you feel drained, you feel annoyed, you feel irritated, and you're unable to let go. You feel a lot more sensitive. You can get re-triggered like this really quickly, really easily. It feels like the whole day is ruined and you just can't get past it. Raise your hand if you have lived that way, or for no matter how long of a period of time, but if you have had that experience. And I will go out on the limb and say each and every one of you have had experience that way, or might still find yourself living in that level 2 energy space, which is catabolic. It's like a cannibal. It eats at you, it destroys, it kills your cells, it kills drive, it kills energy. And some people use it because it helps them to get things done, but it's short-term energy. It's like putting gasoline on fire. Or if you've ever started a campfire and you put gasoline in it, and then afterwards it just stops burning because you need to keep adding more gas, more gasoline, and it doesn't burn on its own. It's kind of like that. That's level 2 energy, where before you know it, you're going to run out of energy, you're going to be tired and exhausted, and you can no longer keep up with it. And it breaks the system down. And because this is where stress is, it shortens your life. It literally shortens your life. If you are the type of person who gets angry very often, or you find yourself in level 1 feeling like you are a victim and being the victim, where you believe and think everything is happening to you, in level 2, more often than not, you're going to be blaming everyone outside of you, then chances are you have already shortened your life by 15 years. But the great news is that you can get those years back. You just need to get your shit together. And you need to learn how to transform that anger into positive action. Which means pay attention to what the universe is trying to communicate with you. When it comes to road rage, here's the story, okay? This is a story not just from my personal life, but from many yous out there, from your personal life as well. So I'll use myself as an example without saying any other people. So I'll give this morning as an example. Okay, some of you already heard a little bit of that from the Sacred Circle. Some of you have not, but it's important to get this out of your system because it's like poison. If you don't get it out, it will fester and it will stay in there. And that's why it's important to have people that you can talk to, and they will help you to understand the lessons and process, but not the people that will jump on the bandwagon. You don't want those people, because those people are just going to keep you where you are, and then your experience of anger will turn into I am anger, and you don't want to be angry. You don't want to be angry at everything and everyone. You want to transform it, because it is combustive energy that you can actually use to propel you in a direction that you're trying to go to, or you're working towards going. So I will continue to learn from my experience today, but in the morning, my kids asked me if I wanted to drive them to school. And I said, okay, I'll do that because number one, I want to get out of the house and I want to have a nice, relaxing drive. And number two, I got to pick up something in that area anyway, so I'm going there, so why not? And spend some more time with my kids. Now, the drive did not feel nothing like the relaxation that I thought it would feel. As I got on the road, it's like one after the other, one after the other. A car doesn't even slow down as it's making a right and drives out really, really fast. It was boom, drives really fast. And then drives under the speed limit. Goes really slow. And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And of course, most of us are in a rush to get to that destination, right? This is a life lesson as well. Like in life, we're all trying to move really, 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 really fast. Go from this to this, go from this to this, and go really, really fast as quickly as we can to complete this task, complete that project, do this, do that, get the kids dropped off at school. Who cares if they're late? At the end of the day, that's not what matters. Just pausing and rewinding and thinking, hey, I get to spend a little bit more time with my kids. Great. I get to show how to stay calm and appear to be calm. Meanwhile, I am fuming on the inside where I'm being cut off by all these people. And then later on, I get cut off by this. I picked up whatever I needed to get. Whatever I needed to pick up, and I'm turning right and I have my signal on, and then this truck that was parked decides I'm gonna start driving now. So he starts driving and he stops, doesn't even signal to turn left, but completely stops, no blinkers, nothing on, and then starts getting out of his truck and starts doing something. And I am behind him trying to turn left because he's supposed to turn left, and there's no lights here. Right? It's just a stop sign and traffic going this way and that way. And I could see there's many windows where he could have gone, but he's not because he's now out of the truck and doing one thing, doing another. And then he climbs in the back of it. All he did was give me a finger like this. And that's not a second. That's not a minute. And so I went around him and I ended up going. Otherwise, I would have probably been there for another 10 minutes waiting. And there was still enough space between where the actual line is for the stop and where he stopped. So, anyways, now the rant is over. There are many lessons here. Like I started saying, in life, we are in a rat race. We feel like we're in this rat race and we must be busy all the time. Go do this, go do that, go reach this goal, go reach that goal, chase this dream, chase that dream, become successful in this, become successful in that, complete this. And it's always going and going and going, always doing and doing and doing, and forgetting to slow down, forgetting to breathe. Forgetting that the goal of life is to enjoy the process and enjoy the journey and not chase and run after some imaginary destination that we ourselves have come up with, that we ourselves have imagined and created for ourselves, as if someone is watching and listening and paying attention and is going to judge us on how quickly did we get there? But that's not the goal in life. The goal is not how quickly did we do something. Is how did we enjoy doing what we needed to do that got us to where we're trying to get to. When it comes to driving on the road, there are people who enjoy the drive and there are people who just get annoyed and irritated. And both of those people are more than capable of experiencing the other side, where they find themselves in this mode, like on the TV remote. They find themselves in this mode, in this state of mind, that things are happening to them, that these people are all a-holes. They're arrogant, they're selfish, they're not thinking, they're just doing these things to me. But that's the ego speaking, because none of those people know who me is, nor do they care. They have their own life. They have their own destination to get to, and they're getting there at their own speed. I'm just judging their speed, right? Right. So becoming aware of the triggers, identifying my triggers. What is coming up for me? What is the button that this person is pushing in me right now? Is the button that they're pushing is my assumption, that I assume that they're doing it to me. Are they? No. Is it possible they are? Yes. Would I like to think that they are? No. So why would I stay in that space of thinking that they're doing this to me? Because it does not bring any value. It does not make me feel good or better. It makes me feel worse. So if that is not helping me to live in the emotional state that I want to be living in, what would? How would I prefer to think? Right? Understanding what specifically sets off your anger can help you to manage it better. Understanding those emotional buttons that you have within you, that you have created. Maybe at one point in your life, you were that person and you did that. And that's why you think that there are other people like you who are doing that to you now, where in reality, they're not. Or maybe they are. But what reality do you want to live in? Road rage can often stem from feeling out of control or disrespected. They're doing it to me. How dare you drive out so quickly and then stop? You're so disrespectful. And we all want to be respected. No matter what gender we are, we all want to be respected. And when we're not respected, we can feel angry. But respect is a state of being. It's a state of mind, our own. And if we allow others to trigger us, we're giving our power away to them. Another way how you can think of it is there's always an exchange of energy, right? And when you feel angry at someone, what you're doing is you're taking your energy, taking your happiness, your joy, your motivation, your inspiration, your drive. You're taking all that, you're putting it in a bag, and you're handing it over to them. Say, here you go. You're giving them what is rightfully yours. And instead of doing that, recognize that you are the one in control. You're the one in charge of how you're feeling, which stems from what you're thinking, because those are connected. And then the things that you might be saying as well. Your head, your mouth, and your heart, they need to be in alignment. They need to be connected. And if they're not, you feel discomfort. Recognizing the physical signs. Notice the physical changes that occur when you are angry, when you are being angry. And another, reminder for all of you is that, and I say reminder because all of you already know this, and subconsciously or consciously, you know that you can't stay angry longer than 2 minutes. So if you're angry past 2 minutes, that means that you are just replaying and you're being angry. You're doing what you normally do to stay angry. And it's like drinking poison. It seeps through your whole entire body. And then you will be living the effects of anger for the next day or days or even weeks if you don't nip it in the bud, if you don't actually reverse it, if you don't learn from it and then reverse. So it increases your heart rate, right? Adrenaline pumps through your veins. This is where you get the boost of energy. And some people, they say, I get a lot of things done when I am angry, when I'm under pressure. But short-term effect, yes. Long-term, devastating. absolutely devastating. This is where the sicknesses and diseases and everything stems from, is from that stress hormone that is created in level 1 and level 2. Victim and fighter, which is where anger is. And it's going to catch up with you sooner or later. Not only does it take life away from you, it triggers those cells in your body that carry sickness and disease. It damages your immune system, and you will find yourself feeling ill one way or the other. So what you can do is, to help you, calm your nervous system down. Breathe slowly and deeply into the area of your body where you are feeling anger. And this is not just for road rage. This is for whenever you're feeling anger. And those of you who are mothers, this technique can definitely help you. You feel anger, annoyance, frustration coming up instead of exploding on your children or imploding and keeping it quiet within you. Breathe. Breathe in slowly into wherever you're feeling it. Yeah, your kids will notice. Yeah, they might ask. But it's not about them, it's about you. And you can remind them, you can teach them. It's like, hey, yes, right now I'm feeling something, but it's not you, it's me. Yes, it might be what you're saying and what you're doing, but it's how I am translating it, how I am understanding it. And that is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, is because of this translator. We use our eyes to see. But we don't understand what we're seeing until this translator, our mind, our brain, tells us what we're seeing. And this is what referred to as perception or perspective. And perhaps right now your perception and your perspective is not the one that is actually helpful, is the one that is very unhelpful. So what are you going to do? You're going to identify it and shift to the one that feels more authentic to you. And what feels more authentic to you feels good. And if you don't feel good, then you're out of alignment and you're not being your true self. So you want to get back in alignment with your true self, because that's how you're meant to be living. And that's where the freedom is. When you're forced to do something, or when you're being not yourself, you don't feel free, you feel trapped. And anger is not freedom. You feel trapped when you're angry. And then what's worse is that when that moment passes, you might experience a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, and a lot of I should have, could have, would have, and I didn't. And you beat yourself up. And you feel like a failure. And little by little, before you know it, at this point of your life, it might have already become a habit that you do this naturally. They don't even recognize that you're doing this. So changing might be hard, but it's not impossible. And it happens little by little by you becoming conscious and aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, little by little, every single day. Before you know it, you will become conscious and aware, and you will become a different version of you. In order for you to become who you want to become, you got to change your personality, your emotional state, your personal reality will also change as well. So take deep, calming breaths into wherever you're feeling that anger or whatever you feel intense in the body. You breathe it in. If you're able to picture the air going into that direction, then picture it. Whatever color you're picturing it, feel it moving in that direction. And then swirling around, grasping all of that anger, all of that annoyance, all that frustration. And as you breathe it out, feel it come out as you breathe it out. Do it as many times as you need to. And say the I am statements that help you to feel good about you. Because up until that point, you were saying, I'm so angry, which really you're saying, I am anger. And this is how you stay angry past the 2-minute mark. But if you remind yourself, I am love and peace. I am calmness. I am okay. I am safe. Then you will feel that way. But if you're feeling irritation with the words that you're using, then use words that feel more in alignment and feel more like the truth to you, because right now you might be lying to yourself. If you're like really fuming and you're trying to say I am peace and calm and you are not, it's not going to feel good, so you might end up having the opposite effect. So don't lie to yourself. You can say I am becoming or starting to feel more calm and peaceful. And then when you are, then you say I am calm and peace. Now, another trick that helps me tremendously is with that example with people driving out really fast and then driving under the speed limit. Thinking or imagining that's my child there, who perhaps is just starting to drive and not comfortable. Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca says #live. There's probably more comments on the computer, but I don't see it. I'll open it in a second. So just imagining my child driving out and turning right and not fully being able to understand how quickly the car is coming, if she has enough time to turn, and if she's going to be slowing down the traffic or not, that she turns out really quickly because she's nervous, and then she's driving the speed limit because she's still learning, she's practicing, she's getting better at becoming a better driver. So picturing someone like that, or maybe it might help to picture someone who's a senior who is. It might not help to picture someone who's just enjoying the views and taking it all in. That might, for some of you, might be irritating, but that they are moving as fast as they can because everything feels like it's moving faster, right? Someone who's a new driver, trying to be safe, or a new mother who has a baby in her car and the baby's head is wobbling a little bit and she needs to drive slow and safe and steady. Slow, slow and steady wins the race. So maybe that's what's happening. Maybe you feel free to share. And ooh, that's loud. Sorry, hopefully that wasn't too loud. I'm trying to open my Facebook so I can see any other comments that might be on there or not. Okay, so feel free to share any other examples that you can think of to help expand all of our horizons and all of our minds of what else could we think of when it comes to that person driving out really fast and then driving really, really slow. So consider the other driver's situation, reminding yourself that everyone has bad days. This right now might be your bad day or bad moment. And the person who cut you off might be dealing with an emergency, right? They might cut you off and then drive really, really fast, right? Not necessarily always driving slow and doing it on purpose just to piss you off. That's just the ego speaking, because the ego believes that the world revolves around us, whereas what if we are the one revolving around the world? And at the same time, we are the ones that are creating that world. Or simply that person just made a mistake. They jumped out really quickly, just misjudging the distance between the oncoming traffic. And that happens very often. Maybe they're tired, they're exhausted. Maybe they haven't had coffee. Or maybe they did have coffee and coffee just pumped their heart and their adrenaline. There could be so many different reasons why. Maybe they're just not paying attention or tired or sleepy, right? Whatever it is, shift your perspective. Try to see the situation from their point of view, from somebody else's point of view. Think of a person in your life that you know that can give you their point of view of how they would interpret that situation and pretend like they're there. If you can't think yourself, pretend like there's someone else there with you who thinks in different ways. And how would they think? How would they help you to see that experience in a different way? And you want to develop emotional resilience. These are tests. These are examples or exams for you to practice what you have been learning. Practice that skill of, you know what they say is like when you ask God for patience, He's not going to give you patience. Because if He gives you patience, you won't even know how to use it and how to keep it. You won't know how to be patient until you have earned it. So you ask God for patience. He's going to give you all the opportunities to practice patience, earn the badge and the skill and the trait and the personality of the person who you're trying to become, who is patient. You got to earn it. And then you will know how to keep it, which means that no matter what happens later on, you know how to tap into patience, and you are patient no matter what. But in order for you to get there, you got to learn how to be patient and earn it. And you get to keep what you earned. But if it's given to you easy, you won't know how to keep it. You will lose it and you won't even know how to find it. So, reminding yourself that this is your opportunity for growth, for becoming patient and earning it. We really touched up on thinking about it differently, having a different mindset. This is really what I'm talking about now, is adapting a growth mindset where you see what's in it for you. What is the universe trying to teach you and remind you of? Maybe in life you're just trying to move too fast, too quickly, do too many things, and you're not paying attention to all the other signs the universe is sending your way. So here, let me send you other signs. So slowing down a little bit more, taking it easier, doing a little bit less, taking things off your to-do list instead of adding more things to that to-do list. Perhaps that's what the universe is trying to communicate with you. Finding healthy outlets for that anger. Hitting the steering wheel as some do, or rocking back and forth, or speeding up and being on somebody's tail is not gonna help. It's just gonna escalate and elevate. But breathing is a great one. Maybe this is where you can just sit back and stretch or move your shoulders around, a little bit of stretching while you're driving. And even though I'm using an example of road rage, there's so much more that you could use this for. Using the I am statements, affirmations, grounding yourself, breathing in and just focusing on your breath, identifying those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, learning from them, growing from them, and then choosing which one would you rather prefer. Because this one doesn't feel good, so which one will? If this one doesn't feel good, what will? Maybe you've been wanting coffee and you realize, I was going to stop and buy coffee, but I didn't. And now I'm annoyed and irritated because I denied myself something I wanted. So take that as an opportunity to, you know what? Next coffee station I see, I'm going to pull over and I'm going to get myself coffee because I deserve it. Why? Because you do. You don't always need a reason to know why you deserve something. You do. You've earned it. You got your shit together in that moment. You realize that it's because you denied yourself that coffee and now you're having a little bit of a tantrum because the child in you says, I need coffee, coffee. And you said no to yourself, to that inner child. And now you're driving, being the adult, and that inner child is like, I want coffee. Mommy didn't stop and give me coffee. And now you can get that inner child the coffee that it wanted, that it needed. And you'll feel so much better because you actually say yes to yourself. Rebecca says, I always tell myself the universe is saving me from something, or getting my timing right, aligning my time. Yeah. Either it's saving you, makes me think of Final Destination. I don't know if you watch Final Destination or not. I watched it. It was one of those actually scary movies. I'm like, what's meant to be is going to be. So if I'm meant to be safe and I'm trying to rush it, it is saving me from that experience. It is maybe my timing for today. Like you said, it's aligning with your timing, that my timing for today, I'm not supposed to get through the day as quickly as I can. I'm supposed to slow down and enjoy my time outside because I wanted to enjoy it outside. So do that. Rebecca says, I immediately start having gratitude for the universe and that the universe is taking care of me. Commuting to Los Angeles for 6 years, I think of the road as a battlefield. Life is a battlefield. Isn't there a song like that? Yeah. And with that kind of mindset, how excited are you to go out on the road, enjoying that battlefield? Or, even just that word, it might not necessarily be the mindset, but it does tell me a little bit more of what kind of a mindset one can be when certain words are used that help to understand the experience of the outside world. And if we see it as a battlefield, chances are we won't really enjoy it that much. We'll feel like, okay, I need to be paying attention to everything and everyone and be very alert and holding on to the steering wheel really tight, and maybe finding yourself feeling really tense during or after, feeling tired and drained after the drive or even during the drive. And Rebecca says, I avoid it. See? And you avoid it because, of course, why would you want to go into battle or into battlefield? You're going to avoid it. That's absolutely normal. I actually thought that that's exactly how it was going to go. Nobody wants to go into battle and fight. We avoid those things where our mind is telling us that's going to be a battlefield. So we don't want to do that. So it's very, very normal to find ourselves experiencing avoidance when we carry certain stories from our past experiences of what it's like to be out driving and commuting in Los Angeles, or in New York. That's why most people don't drive in New York. They walk. Yeah. And then Rebecca says, if we were in a battlefield, we would not stop and wallow over every attack. I would die. Yeah. That's why you're in a battlefield. You are just getting from one point to the next point, from point A to point B, C, D, and then getting back as quickly as you can. And then it's like, oh, I survived that. But that is very catabolic experience because you're fighting. In the battlefield, you're a fighter. You tap into anger as well just to keep you in survival. It's like fight or flight. You're going to fight because if you or freeze, right? Or if you freeze or you flight, that can be very dangerous. Nervous drivers can, more often than not, they're the ones that actually cause a lot of accidents because they're nervous and they're hesitant, while a confident driver doesn't. And then the aggressive drivers, yes, of course, they also cause quite a few accidents as well. So you want to be in the middle. You want to be a confident driver, and a confident driver works through all of those things, knows how to calm the internal storm, and gets on the road and sees it as a calming and peaceful experience. And if you're really struggling, then you can seek professional help to help you in that area, whether it's therapy, counseling, coaching, maybe even listening to some training videos that can help you to understand what is happening. Because the goal with any kind of help and support is to realize oneself, is to get to know oneself. And the other side of what would you prefer instead, and then how to close the gap between realizing what you who you are and what you want, and how to get there. That's really where you would need most help with. And I would always recommend someone, a human being, to help you with that, because they can see things, they can watch you, they can see you, and they can express what they're seeing and what they're hearing, because those are the things that you are not seeing, you're not hearing, they are, and they can point them out to you so you can see that better. Rebecca says, I can hear you cat purr. It's a good microphone, I guess, if you can hear her purring. And actually, cat purring is very healing, very calming. I know when I was dealing with my back pain, she would come and she would lay on me exactly where it was hurting, and she would purr. They send that vibration. So another thing, actually, that's a great reminder. So if you're driving and you're really angry, you're out of vibration. You're not on the right frequency. That is you. So what you can do is you can't really purr because you're not a cat. Some of you maybe, but hum, just like really, really hum, where you can feel the humming and the vibration inside you, and it will calm you down. That's why some of you, when you're angry, you naturally start to make some kind of noises that resemble humming, because it's your natural way to calm you down, to get you back to your frequency, your vibration, because you're out of alignment. So hum. If you want to purr, if that's your thing, you purr. If you want to sing. The goal is to get your vocals and your meridians and your veins to be in the right frequency. That's how I'll put it. To calm you right down. You can, obviously, you're going to be breathing through this process, so you can do the deep hum as you're breathing in, and then exhale with, that's over, that's done with. Now let's go on to the next one. All right. And as Rebecca was mentioning, gratitude. Practice gratitude. I know that might be challenging initially, and it's supposed to be challenging. It's not supposed to be easy. You got to earn that. You got to earn and become that skill that is gratitude, that practice, that habit that is gratitude. And it might start with, what are you grateful for? If you can't see anything that you're grateful for, what could I be grateful for? Not should, because that's shaming. What could I be grateful for? What would I be grateful for? If I was grateful, what would I be grateful for? Or if you can't think for yourself, once again, bring that passenger, that invisible friend. Bring that someone who might be grateful and knows how to tap into that. And say, what would Yana be grateful for? What would Rebecca be grateful right now? And use that. Could I be grateful for that? Would I want to be grateful for that? Yes. Why? Why would I want to be grateful for that? And go down that rabbit hole as to why. Just make a list of why you would. Don't even look at why you wouldn't, because that just brings you right back. And we're not trying to go back into the shithole. We're trying to climb out of it, right? So keep climbing out. Keep feeling good. Keep feeling better. Rebecca says, yeah, it was relaxing me. I did it and felt so good. I would imagine it was either the purring or the humming, whichever one you did. And it really, really, really is. It's like when you're angry, you're like, right? Even another thing, now that I'm doing this. If your body is tense, you can fix it with more tension. Just purposely tense your whole entire body. Just squeeze everything for a second and then relax. And you will notice wherever you were feeling tense, you're more relaxed. Do it again if you need to. And you will feel more relaxed because you're also exercising your whole entire body in this process. Hum, deep breathing, tense your whole entire body and then untense and then breathe through the process. Also, as you're doing breathing exercises, what actually helps is you breathe in and you hold your breath until you can no longer hold it and then exhale. Or you can do Wim Hof breathing where you're breathing in and breathing out for about 30 breaths in and 30 breaths out, as deeply as you can, expanding everything. And then after the 30th breath out, you're going to hold your breath for as long as you can. And the first time you do it, you might actually find you will find just your body tingling and feeling like really like maybe cold. You might find yourself even tearing up and crying and releasing this pent up emotion that you've been carrying. Or look into Wim Hof and learn his practices and get practicing. Very, very powerful. So other than that, that is all that I have for you, beautiful souls, for today. Hopefully this was helpful. Hello, Debbie. How are you doing, beautiful? Debbie says #live. Thank you, everybody, for being on here with me. If you enjoy my videos and you know somebody else would enjoy them, feel free to share them with someone else or on your profiles as well. Especially if this topic has been helpful to you, chances are it's going to be helpful to someone else or for someone else. And if you are interested in going in deeper with your personal development and your evolution, and you are ready to do what it takes to become that human that you want to become, then reach out to me and see how we can work together. Right now, you soon will start seeing how I am going to be opening up the doors to a brand new program that's been revamped called Imposter Banishing Quest, which is we're going to be focusing on all the main blocks that each and every one of us has, and especially on the one that is causing us to feel like an imposter, where the one that is so deeply ingrained that you're not even aware of that program, but it is your default program. And if you're not happy with how you think and how your life is and who you are, chances are, and these chances are very high, it is this imposter within you, the voice of the gremlin that is keeping you safe and protected from living your life and living your truth. So that is all. And until we see each other next Tuesday at 11:45 a.m. ish for another one of these story times with myself, Yana Kasperczak, or perhaps I will see you live tomorrow on Bethany's and my podcast, Heal the Unicorn, which will live stream into our Facebook group called Heal the Unicorn: Emotional Healing and Spiritual Growth for Women. So if you're not part of this fast-growing community and it sounds like a place that you want to be, or in a tribe that you have been looking for, a community I have been looking for, come and check it out, see if it is for you. And if it's not, absolutely no worries, no hard feelings. Keep looking for your place that you could call home, that you can go to, that will help you to heal yourself emotionally and grow spiritually. And until we see each other next time, bye everybody. Have an amazing the rest of your day. Enjoy the weather and learn from anger. It's one of the most powerful teachers. And don't give in to it. Learn to use it and not be used by it. Until next time. Bye, everybody.